Hello everybody, welcome back to Space Pickle Designs, and today we have an earring blitz using the GGC treasure bag in lemon, lime, and mint. And we are going to make 3 pairs of earrings here, as you can see, but I'd like for you to vote at the end of the video what your favorite pair of earrings were, either 1, 2, or 3. And if you'd like a chance at getting a pair of these earrings that you see made here, check out my Etsy shop down below. These go into the mystery earring grab bag for $5. And so you will have a chance to pick up a pair of these if you so choose. All right, let's get into the tutorials. All right, so for this first earring, you can see it here, this beautiful little sparkly guy with the flowers. We are gonna need our pretty pressed flower pendant. We are going to need an ear wire. I have 3 jump rings. I have 6 head pins. And I have 6 crystals here, 3 of 2 colorways, and I got the peridot color and the opaque green color. So this is very simple. We just have to do a lot of prep. So I'm going to take everything out of the way here except for this triangle crystal and our head pin. And these head pins are super stiff, so if you want to make your own using your favorite craft wire, I kind of recommend that because we're working with crystal here. And so I'm just bending this 90 degrees. I'm just going to make a simple loop for each and every one of these crystals. All right, now this is the tough part because you want to make sure that you are protecting your crystal as much as possible. And I like to do that by kind of putting my thumb on that ball there while I'm making this loop. And these are, if you have the choice of getting cheap head pins and, you know, more expensive ones, if you have a little bit of money in your budget for that, I definitely recommend getting the good ones because it just makes your life so much easier, especially if you have carpal tunnel or anything like that. So here is our simple loop for our triangle beads, and we're gonna do the rest of these and I'll meet you back. All right, so I have all my charms here, and what I'm gonna do are kind of pre-open these jump rings. This is going to make it easier for me in assembly, and I recommend you do that too because we want to put our charms on in a very specific way. And, you know, with only having 2 hands, you know. So what I want to do, I want to take an open jump ring. I want to put on a peridot. Make that the front part. Put on my pressed glass flower. And then I'm going to put on a darker crystal. So I'm going to make sure that that is closed. Now, what I can do, I can hold this in my left hand. Get another open jump ring. I'm going to take a dark crystal first this time, put it on the jump ring, and then put a peridot on the other side. Now I have my last one. I want to take the peridot first, jump ring, and then our dark crystal. And then what we can do is actually feed on our ear wire here because I'm not going to put an extra jump ring in there. And there you have your super simple but very pretty, just due to the simple fact we got some cool beads in this box. Our little pressed flower teardrop with crystal triangle earrings. What do you think about these? I like them. Next up is this little cutie, and she's pretty simple, but I think she's just stunning. I just really wanted to accentuate this nice, pretty drop crystal. And so I had just a tiny bit left of this Soft Flex Extreme Flex. And I'm telling you guys, this is one of my favorite Soft Flex products. I just ordered a spool of, I think, 30 feet of this. I hope it's coming in the mail soon because this is my very last piece of Soft Flex. And so I divided that piece into 2 pieces, and this is about a 4-inch piece It may be closer to 5, but you're not going to need that much. And so what I'm going to do is just kind of do a simple stacker. And I love using this extreme flex for this very purpose. I just put on my drop bead that I want to be the focal of, and then I stack my beads in the way that I want them. So I took another one of those AAA grade crystals from that crystal mix, and I'm going to put both ends of the soft flex through. If I can find that. All right, and I'm just going to pull it down to where it's just a comfortable level. Kind of measure from here. Just want to make sure they look pretty much the same. And I'm telling you, this Softflex is just a dream. I love it so much. Thank you, Softflex, for continuing to send me some things to play around with. So I'm going to put 3 of these aventurine 6mm beads in because I wanted some length to it, but I didn't want to take away from that beautiful crystal. And I'm just going to cap it off with another one of those crystals. So this is our stack, and it doesn't have to be super perfect right now, but you kind of want to get it into the place, a good place. And I'm going to put on my crimp tube. Again, this is a Softflex crimp tube, and I'm going to take one of these, it doesn't matter which one, and I'm going to put it through the crimp tube, back through, because we're going to create a loop for our ear wire. All right, so I got my loop started, as you can see here. So just pull it down, and as you can see, we have a little bit of gap. So this is where you play around with it until you get it the place you want it. All right, so now we have a loop going. Okay, and I just want to make sure before I crimp all of this that this drop is staying where I want it to, and you want to make sure that before you crimp it, your loop is kind of facing the way you want it to. And if it's not, definitely play around with the wire position here. You can twist it a little bit to get it where you want it to. And with this one, here we go. That's looking pretty good right there. Okay, I'm just gonna put in a magic crimpers. I'm gonna give it about a 60% squeeze perpendicular, and then now I have the leeway to go ahead and give it that full squeeze. Okay, and with that I have my really fine nib cutting tool, because this is pretty close to those beads in there. All right, so here we are with this beautiful earring. I just put the ear wire on, and look at that, you guys. Just a very simple yet stunning pair of crystal and aventurine earrings. So here's our second pair. Look at those crystals, you guys. They are so stunning. That color is amazing. I love it. The next earring we're gonna make is this little rose and chains earring using some wire, and let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is make our loop. So I have about 6 inches of 20 gauge German style wire, and you won't need all that, but I just took this, this is a cone making tool, but any round like thing that you would want to make a loop out of is what you're gonna use. And so I'm just gonna bend the wire around the end part of this. And what I wanna do is make sure that there's one end that is very short and one end that is very long. And you'll see why in a second, but I'm gonna get my fingers positioned to where I'm squeezing the two to where they would cross, naturally cross. What I'm gonna do now is take my pliers with the long end right here and do that a 90 degree. And then from here, I'm just going to wrap the short end around to secure this and then put it towards the back. As you can see, so I've created a back side. And then I'm going to cut that piece off. Okay, so with that, I'm just gonna secure this little wrap, and now you have your loop. So here's what she looks like right now. And I'm just gonna warm the wire up a little bit because we are gonna do just a couple little wraps here. And this is the hardest part of the earring in my opinion. I'm just gonna make a little bit of space. I'm gonna do a wire wrap loop, which I never do, but this one, it really does fit. So I'm gonna pull around, and I have my small loop there for my ear wire to go through. I'm gonna wrap in that space, that kind of space with no wire, and now it's towards the back. So holding the earring portion, I'm going to make this a loop. And you're gonna have to kind of guide it with your fingers. You can use tools if you need to. And what I want is kind of this like hangy down little thing here. So really what I gotta do is just measure the length, and then we'll figure out the shape later. But the length is pretty spot on here. I'm just making that little loop. And you can make just a tiny little circle if you want to, but I wanted my rose to kind of hang down just a little bit more. And so with that, I'm going to kind of make this a more flat plane and wrap it around once. I believe I can find a little gap there in the wire, as you see right there. And then I'm going to cut the end and tuck. Okay. And then we're gonna tuck. Now with this, just make sure you're straightening everything up. If you had slightly bent your loop out of shape, this is the time you fix it. And then you kind of get your shape going here. And so they are not going to be perfect, but they are pretty close, as you can see here. And so that works for me because this is just a little bit of a funky earring. I'm going to go ahead and attach my ear wire because we're going to get a little crazy. All right, we have our ear wire there. And now I'm going to use a head pin. This is a soft flex head pin. I'm going to make a simple loop, a small one. We do not need length with this simple loop. We just need the function. I'm going to go ahead and attach it in the middle on our loop. So this is what it looks like without the chains, if you just prefer it this way, which is also cool. This is also just a cool way to suspend a bead in the middle of a loop. But what we're gonna do next, let me get out another jump ring, or not jump ring, a head pin. And I have 3 of these little teeny lemon lime beads. What I'm gonna do with each of these is put one on each, bring it all the way down, kind of like factory style. And I'm just gonna do a simple loop on each of these. And these again are gonna be small loops, okay? small loops. Okay. Another one here. Okay, here's your small loop. So you got your 3 components. So what I have here is a few pieces of wire or not wire, chain. My whole words are just so backwards tonight. I am so sorry. But essentially, you're going to want 1 6-link piece. And my links came apart. So this is a 6-link piece of chain. Put that on. Then I have a 5-link piece of chain, and I have 2 of those, and we're just going to put one of the 5 links on each side. So it's a 5-link, 6-link, and a 5-link. And I'm so sorry you have to watch me fumble. I have not played with jewelry in a few weeks, and so, you know, the smoothness will come back to me. It wasn't that smooth to begin with, but we are not where we once were. Have you guys ever gotten like that, to where you're just like, you're so busy with life, you haven't been able to do jewelry for a while, and then you finally get the chance to get back, and it's like, I have 8 thumbs now, you know? Okay, so this is what our chain looks like. So the 6-link piece in the middle, 5 on the outside, and now we are just going to add our little accent beads to each of these. Each accent bead is the same. We just want to put 1 on each length of chain. Nothing complicated. You can get really complicated with this. This is just kind of like your entry level. You know, I've been speaking with a lot of like designers in like different types of worlds, not just jewelry or whatever. And one of the guys that I was talking to, I was like, how do you approach design? He was like, I take the problem and I design the most simple solution for it. And with that, then you can then grow. And so that's kind of like going to be my approach a little bit here. So this is a simple solution. I just put 1 little bead on each, you know, chain, but you can make clusters, you can do whatever you want. This is just a jumping off point to your creativity. So this just serves as inspiration for you guys. And so here is this pair of crazy rose and chain earrings. All right, everybody, so here was my earring blitz for GGC Treasures bag in lemon, lime, and mint. And I'm loving this box so far. This definitely got me warmed up to the color palette, so to speak. So here are the 3 earrings. So don't forget to vote down in the comments which one was your favorite, either 1, 2, or 3. And if you'd like a chance at getting a pair of these earrings will now go into the inventory of the $5 mystery pick earring listing on my Etsy shop. And thank you so much for the people that have already cleared out most of my stash. I've sold close to 30 of these earrings, and I love it because it's something fun to do while giving you an affordable pair of earrings. And it also prevents me from having to do all the listing details with the pictures and this, that, and the other. But you know you're getting a cool product because you've seen most of these earrings been made on my channel before. So if you'd like a shot at getting a pair of these earrings, go ahead and check out that link down below. And I hope that you guys are staying safe and well going into the holiday weekend. And please stay safe with all the fireworks and festivities. Don't drink and drive, all that. You know, the mom in me dies hard. So here I will be your mom right now. So anyways, I hope you're staying safe and well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.